Hello everybody, and today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on a 2015 Lexus ES350. Alright, so before I start any job, I want to make sure I have everything I'm going to need. So I need ramps or a jack to lift the car up so I can get underneath it. I need oil. I need an oil filter. I need something to drain the old oil in. I need an oil filter wrench to take the old oil filter off. And I need a 14mm socket and a wrench to take off the drain plug. A torque wrench, gloves, glasses to make sure no oil falls in your eyes, and then paper towels. So this is the oil I got, and it calls for 0W20, 6.4 quarts. I have 6 quarts right here. Then this is the oil filter wrench I have. I'll leave a link in the description to get it, where I got it. And then right here are OEM oil filters, canister type. Then it has a drain plug, and then the 2 O-rings for the canister. Okay, whenever you set up your ramps, if you do use ramps, you want to center it with the tire and line it up with the tire so it's straight, so the car goes on straight. And then you don't need a lot of gas, just go slowly up until you feel resistance. You'll hit this and then reverse a little bit off. So now we're going to take this off. So it introduces air into the system when it's draining, and it just makes it drain faster. And then just set it in the cowl, just like that. So right here is your oil filter, and then right back here, right there is your drain plug. So I'm going to break that with this breaker bar right here, my torque wrench, and then we'll have that draining, and then we'll work on this oil filter. I broke it loose. Now I'm just going to loosen it with my hand. Make sure this is underneath it. There we go. Just like that. Alright, so usually when the oil is draining, I like to check everything, make sure everything looks good. Check cracks, check motor mount, that looks good. Check my refrigerant line, make sure it's cold. Check brake fluid. See, that's pretty low. Then check terminals, make sure there's no corrosion. No, looks good. Check hoses, check my coolant hose. It's always good to know what's going on in your engine anytime you do anything to the car. So it's just at drops now. So now I'm going to take my oil drain plug, and usually you want to put a new crush washer on it, but it does not look that bad at all. So get some oil on the threads, which I already did. And then you just find the hole. Should be right there. And then just thread it back in. And you always want to do this by hand, because it's super easy to cross thread this, because it's going into aluminum. Just like that. All an oil drain plug really needs. So grab it by the end. Just tighten it till it's snug, and then just one, just like that. And that's all you need. Alright, so now the oil filter, you just use this drain plug to drains all the oil, and then you take this off, replace the O-ring around here, and then take the whole canister off. So mine is being annoying, but usually what you want to do is put take the 3/8 drive, put it in here, and then loosen this. But so I'm going to skip that part, and I'm just going to use this with the torque wrench, because it's a 1/2-inch drive. Just screw it off like this. Alright, just like that. Now see this O-ring right here? You want to take this O-ring out of the packaging and replace. So while you get the new one on, you want to make sure it's all seated within this little thing. There's a little notch where it's meant to go, and then just circle it all around. Okay, it looks good. Now we just take this, put this in here, just like that. Alright, so now we just put a little bit of oil in here. Okay, just like that. You don't need a lot, just so the car doesn't have to run dry. Now we just spin it back on. Alright. Now I'm going to take my torque wrench, set it to 18.5 foot-pounds, and torque this up. Alright, and when a torque wrench clicks, just like that, it means it's torqued. Now the easiest part is just adding oil into the engine. I've already did. So now I'm going to tighten the cap. We'll go ahead and start the engine. Alright, so make sure your foot is off the pedal. Then I'm just going to put it to the on position. Give it a minute, think about everything. I don't see an oil light, so it looks good. Now we'll start it. Okay, everything sounds good. I don't hear any grinding or anything out of the ordinary. Sounds like normal engine. And give it a little bit of gas. Okay. Alright, I moved it to a place where I know there's no oil on the ground. So now I'm going to get out of the car and look underneath it. Okay, just going to look under here. I don't see any oil trail at all. So now we look underneath. Alright, I do see a little bit of oil, but it doesn't seem to be actively dropping. So I put the car back on the ramps because I wanted to make sure that it's not leaking. So the drain plug and the filter isn't leaking. It's coming from the crossbeam. I spilt some while I was pouring in new oil. So this is all new oil, it's just dripping down. So this is what all those drops are. Now that we finished the oil change, the last thing you want to do is change the maintenance required light. So turn on the car where the engine isn't on, but the accessories are on. Go until it says trip A, like that. And then you turn off the car. And then while holding this button, you turn the car on. So you press it twice. And then you continue to hold it, and it'll say resetting. And then let go. And there you go. Now we can turn the car on. Alright, so we can go ahead and go over to setup. Go ahead and go to vehicle settings. Go to maintenance. And then you go to engine oil. You'll hit reset on that. And then you go to oil filter. And you hit reset on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something. Have a good day.